Hi guys, Mr. Tanner here, back in the Latin shed. I hope you're ready to learn a bit of Latin. So today's lesson is all about relative clauses. And on the surface that sounds like it's going to be difficult, but I promise you it really isn't too bad. So let's have a look at some examples. In English, here's an example. The cat which sat on the mat was fat. Relative clauses are used to relate more information about a noun. The cat was fat. Which one? Well, the one that was sat on the mat. Relative clauses are often easy to spot by their pair of commas and the relative pronoun who or which. If we look at a Latin example, here we've got Rufilla, who used to live in Britain, didn't like the winter. Rufilla, quae in Britannia habitabat, hiemem non amabat. So relative clauses are easy to spot by their pair of commas in Latin as well, with a relative pronoun. When you're translating, you should do the bit outside the commas first and then translate the bit inside the commas. That's the relative clause. Then, if you need to, you can always reshuffle it for good English. Rufilla, who used to live in Britain, didn't like the winter. Bregans, however, who himself was a Briton, was happy. Look at this pair of examples. It shows you something that shouldn't be a surprise after your practice with adjectives in previous lessons. Relative pronouns are marked for gender and case and number, so they match or agree with the noun they describe for number and gender, and quae is feminine and singular because Rufilla is also feminine and singular. Now we've got a slightly different example. Rufilla, whom Bregans did not like, didn't like the winter. Quam is feminine and singular because Rufilla is also feminine and singular. Rufilla is the subject of the main clause, Rufilla didn't like the winter, but she's not the subject of the relative clause. Bregans is the one who doesn't like her. So, quam needs to be accusative. It's got that magic M on the end that shows it's happening to her, happening to Rufilla. Notice even in English we add that magic M, whom. Okay then, it's pen and paper time. So grab yourself whatever you would usually write with and on, and let's look at some examples and the formation of the relative pronoun in Latin. So here's a table with the formation of the relative pronoun. You've got the three cases you've met so far in both singular and plural. Pause the video now and get that copied down. Okay. Here are 8 practice sentences. Translate these 8 sentences into English. Pause the video now. Here come your answers. Servus qui fessus est laborare non vult. The slave, who is tired, does not want to work. Rufilla quae in villa magnifica habitabat, contenta erat. Rufilla, who lived in a magnificent villa, was content, or was satisfied. Number 3, servi pecuniam quam in via invenerunt, domino tristi tradebant. The slaves were handing over to their sad master the money which they found in the street. Notice quam is accusative because the money is the object, they found the money. Agricola fortis qui in agris laborabat, mercatorem conspexit. The brave farmer who was working in the fields caught sight of the merchant. Ego fundum inspicere vollo clamavit dominus nobilis, qui in equo equitabat. I want to inspect the farm, shouted the noble master who was riding on a horse. Fabri quos rex in Britanniam importavit, magnum templum aedificant. The craftsmen, whom the king imported into Britain, are building a big temple. Notice quos is accusative plural. It's talking about the craftsmen, but they're the object. The king imported them. Bregans dicit, vos qui in villa laboratis estis felices. Bregans says, You who work in the villa are lucky. Finally, number 8. Cana ingains quam coquus in culina paravit nos delectat. The huge dinner which the cook prepared in the kitchen delights us. Did you get them all right? I hope those were okay. Check back to the table if you need to. So, now you can define what a relative clause is, and we can explain the formation of relative pronouns and how to spot and translate relative clauses. Just look out for the commas and the QU relative pronoun. So there you go. I hope that was useful to you. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.